Hi, Charmaine James, founder and CEO of Locsanity. Today I'm going to demonstrate how we use one of our most popular tools, dun 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 dun, our dual-ended interlocking tool. This is the very first tool that we had patented here at Locsanity. It has two ends. It has a smaller end for the teeniest, tiniest locks, and then it also has a larger end that you can use for your larger locks. So today I'm going to show you what's the most efficient way to use this to cut your interlocking time in half. Let's go. This is my beautiful model, Alicia. I use them to interlock small and also medium-sized locks. So what you've seen, I've already done. I've already sectioned out her hair, and I've sectioned out the row that I'm going to be working on, and you'll see that I've parted it, isolated it on both sides just to save a little bit of time for us, so I'm able to show you as much as I possibly can. On my wrist here, what you'll see that I'm using a bracelet that I keep it's a magnetic bracelet that I keep all the clips on. That way I'm not having to reach back and forth to get the clips. So the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and section out the individual lock that I'm working on. So now you'll see that on all of the sides, that lock is completely isolated. Using the smallest tip, you'll see that it has two sides. It has a side that is a bit larger and then a smaller tapered side. For Alicia, because her locks are so small, I'm going to use the smallest tip. And the way that I interlock on Alicia using the 4-point rotation method. There's lots of different rotation methods depending upon your specific hair type, whether or not your curl is loose, your curl is tight, if you're someone that likes more of a fluffy look, or if your locks have a tendency of bunching, you'll want to go ahead and research and pick which rotation type is going to be best for you. For Alicia, I'm going to use the 4-point. I've also used the 2-point in the past. I find that the 2-point is a lot quicker. I'm able to go through and really interlock her hair in a very short amount of time, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go with the 4. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to reach through the base of the lock, and I make a little loop on the hair, and then I hook it on the hook side. Right there, you'll see where it's hooked, and then I pull it through the lock. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, loop it, hook it, you'll see it's like nice and hooked, and pull it through. And then I just go through, and it's a 4-point rotation because I'm going to go through and I'm going to do this in 4 different directions around the lock. Loop it, hook it, pull it through. And so Alicia has quite a bit of new growth. I haven't retied her hair in about 8 weeks, and so it's going to require quite a bit for me to make sure that I capture all of her new growth. So I'm going to go a little bit faster this time now that I've shown you what I'm doing. And the same thing I'm doing it now. As you begin to get more and more proficient, this process will be a lot quicker. When you first start out, it does take a little bit of time to get used to, what angle do I put the tool in? What angle do I pull it out at? All of that does take a little bit of time, and here you'll see that lock is completely done, and then I just go on to the next one. So I go through, take out the next one. If there's any loose hairs, I clean them up, secure the lock, and so now I'm on to the next one. And you'll see here, you see how much new growth she has? She has a lot of new growth. She has some loose hairs, so I'm gonna be sure that I take that loose hair, wrap it around the lock because I do want to make sure I'm incorporating that new growth, and then I'm going to go through and do the same thing. Go through, I make a loop, hook it, pull it through. Go through, loop, hook it, pull it through. And as you're going through, you're going to just get faster and faster. I've seen some young ladies have been able to do this on themselves. Some of them are able to just do some amazing things. Folks I've seen do a full retie in 2 hours using this tool. I am not as proficient. I am not a certified licensed loctician, and so this is not what I do full time, so I am not as proficient or as fast. But I am able to, normally I can get down and do her complete retie in about 4 hours if it's only been 4 weeks since her last retie. For this instance, it has been quite a bit of time since she's had her last retie, so it has taken me a lot longer to go through. So you'll see even though she had quite a bit of new growth on this particular lock, you'll see I've incorporated all of it and the lock is as good as new. And then you just keep going on to the next one. So I hope I've answered most of your questions when it comes to how to use our patented dual-ended interlocking tool. I know that there have been tons and tons of questions, how can I get faster? How can I use it? I just don't understand it. So I hope I've answered those questions. If you have any other questions, drop me a line, let me know, and I'll be sure to try to answer those. Love you. Mwah.